Knitting Nest. My name is Joy.
And I'm Janet. Welcome to everybody today.
Glad you could join us. To get started today, I'll start with what I'm wearing. This is a top I made in 2018 out of Juniper Moon Farm Zooey, or Zooey. How would you say it?
Zooey.
Zooey, okay. Zooey, which is 60% cotton, 40% linen. And this was basically a stash buster type cardigan, which is why there are 3 different colors in it. Let me stand up. There's a little bottom edge here. Lace panel. And it has a white seam on the bottom and a gray seam on the top because I was literally running out of yarn. And it has a blue streak across the top because I was running out of yarn and Janet had a little extra blue. So I got this ball from her. So I used up all the white, all the gray, and I think almost the whole ball of blue that you gave me.
Mm-hmm. Looks good. It's really good.
It's based on a pattern called the Goodfellow top by Faina Goberstein, which was in an old Interweave Knits. I forgot to look up which issue it was. And the basic styling of the sweater is the same, but the lace is different because I wasn't crazy about the lace paneling that was in that. So, and I really like it. I like the way it turned out.
It's really nice. And it's held up too because you've worn that quite a bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, it's a summer sweater, so it doesn't
I was going to say,
get,
summer sweaters are tough.
It doesn't get that much wear. And I think you're the same way. When you're wearing a sweater in the summer, you know, most days it's just too hot. And this is listed on Ravelry. They call this a DK weight yarn, but for me it felt more like sport weight, which is a little bit heavier for summer. And I just got hot. I don't know how people wear sweaters in the summertime.
Well,
actually.
I don't either. That's why I don't have one on today. I have a light T-shirt, even though we're indoors.
Yeah, I can wear it when it's in air conditioning, and that's pretty much the only time I would wear my summer sweaters is indoors in the air conditioning because I can't wear them out in the heat. It's just too hot. I don't know how people do it, but you see so many beautiful summer sweaters. The patterns out there are just really pretty, and it always makes you want to make something, but I just can't wear them.
Yep.
And this was the last one I made in 2018. I haven't made a summer sweater since because I hardly ever wear them.
Same here.
Oh, yeah. Do you have any summer sweaters?
I have a couple. Well, one actually is considered summer, I guess. I made this last year. This is one of my favorites, and it's even too hot to wear for today. This is, I don't know if you can see this, but it's called the Rocket Tee. Now, it's by Tanis Lavely, Tanis Fiber Arts. This is Olan fingering silk and merino.
It's nice.
And I could wear it next to my skin. Most wool I can't wear next to my skin, but this one I can. And the pattern, I'm sure you won't recognize it because it's a variegated yarn. Because the pattern is a stripe.
Yeah, okay.
It's the Rocket, Rockit, and it's mohair and wool stripe.
Oh.
For a summer sweater, there's no way I would have made mohair. That's down the side seam. It follows down from the shoulder.
It's pretty.
So I just made it solid in this pretty silk yarn that I thought would work well for a top, and it does. I wore it a couple weeks ago when it was only 70 degrees, and it was just right.
Looks like it has an I-cord neck.
That's what I was going to say. I love this style. I will make another one. There's I-cord all around the neckline, the sleeves, and the bottom.
Oh, okay.
It just lays so well, and then the side seam has the eyelets.
Yeah, it's very
like
pretty.
the raglan. Well, actually, it's like a twist. It's a little bit of a twist.
Mm-hmm.
You can
and
see
it has that nice V-neck, which is also
and it's drapey. It feels cool almost because of the silk. So that's one of my favorites. I do have a couple of other cotton sweaters, but I don't wear them at all, I have to say. It's just too hot.
Yeah.
For me. This is another one of my favorite sweaters, and this is like an in-between. I wear this in the spring and fall. This is Laura Eiler's Breezeway. And I used Madeline Tosh fingering. I think this is the single ply because it does have a couple of pills. But it's just a basic. Laura Eiler made a short sleeve. I made mine 3/4. Really doesn't look like much.
And this
but
feels,
it's very comfortable.
It feels heavier than the other one that we just had.
It is, yeah. It's 100%. I mean, it's 80. Well, let's see. I think it is 100% wool. Yeah.
What yarn did you say again?
Madeline Tosh. Actually, here's the yarn ball.
Oh. Oh, yeah. You can see it is single ply.
Yeah.
It does.
And I did wear it a few times.
Heavier and warmer than the other one.
It didn't pill as bad as most single ply, so I was surprised. Because I know that's what we talk about quite often, the single plies. I have a sweater that was out of Faina. I can't think of the yarn company right now. But
the Pheno pills.
The Pheno pills a lot. It's a single ply. But this Madeline Tosh did well, I think. And it's a comfortable sweater. I lay it over my denim shirt. So that's enjoyable to wear. And that's it for my lighter weight sweaters.
Well, I'll show you my latest finished object here. I mentioned that I was working on the double knit scarves. So this is the latest incarnation of the double knit scarf. It is burgundy on one side and gray on the other. And it has the cables going up and down. It's probably pretty hard to there. You can see the cables better on that side. Cables on both sides. So this one's a little bit simpler because it's solid one side and the other. And I know it's hard to believe, but it's the exact same pattern as this one, which I have the colors interspersed on both sides, which is why it looks so different. So this one looks the same on both sides, and this one is the same except the colors are reversed.
So are you knitting this from the bottom and with the gray and the burgundy at the same time?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
It's not double knitting, though.
It is double knitting.
Oh, it is double knitting.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought. Oh, yeah, because look, it's not a tube. It's
knitted the cables are what lock it together.
Lock it together, right.
Because every time you cross a cable, you're crossing both colors at the same time. So it locks it together. And then you do have to intentionally lock it on the edges or else it would separate on the edges.
Okay. So you do this the same as that one?
Yes.
Wow.
Exactly the same. The only difference is the ordering of the colors. So I've made a pattern for this and I've called it Entwined Branches.
Oh, that's nice.
It's on Ravelry. Not yet, but by the time I post this video, it will be on Ravelry. And I am looking for sample knitters. Or not sample knitters, but test knitters.
Test knitters.
So if any of you are interested in test knitting this pattern for me, let me know. You can send me an email at quailsknittingnest@gmail.com. Let me know that you're interested in test knitting this pattern, and I will get you a copy of it. If you've never done double knitting before, it would be what I call adventurous.
Challenge.
So be prepared for maybe having your brain work a little bit. But honestly, once you get past the first couple of repeats and you start to understand how it works, you'll get it. And then by the time you finish this long scarf, it'll be imprinted on your brain. And believe it or not, I have now an idea for a third iteration.
Oh my goodness.
So that I'm going to just keep a lid on that until I actually make it so I can show it. So I've labeled this option A because this is the simplest one with the solid colors on each side. And then this one I'm calling option B. And then eventually when I get the third one made, that'll be option C.
So you think this one's easier than that one?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yes, because all of the grays are in the front and all the burgundies are in the back.
Okay.
so it's easier to keep track of.
Instead of
Whereas
switching.
this one, yeah, you're switching back and forth between the colors on both sides.
Okay.
Yeah.
And is this your Knitter's Day Out for September class?
For September 2022.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're
So-
really working ahead.
Yes. This is what I call advanced reversible cables.
Oh, okay.
And this year for 2021,
Right.
it's basic reversible cables.
Mhm.
So that's my idea anyway.
That's good.
Do you have anything finished?
I do. I actually do. I finished my Anker sweater
Oh.
by PetiteKnits.
All done. Yay.
And it's 50 wool, 50 silk.
Oh, this
silky
is the,
wool.
Yeah, I really like this
It's from
yarn.
It was fun to do. It really was a lot of fun. I have to say, I don't know if you remember from our last podcast. Look how smooth how smooth the knitting is after I blocked it.
Oh.
Because this was all bumpy. I really didn't like the way it looked. This was standing up. It was kind of bulky.
I didn't really notice.
Okay, it was. So after I washed it and blocked it, I really like the way it feels. It softened up.
Yeah. It
All
did.
my
No, I can
stitches
tell
straightened
that
out.
it
Look how nice the
softened,
stitches look.
Yeah.
It didn't look like this before. I was a little worried, but
You've used silky wool before.
not. I'd never made a solid color garment.
Oh.
I always used different shades.
Okay.
I did the crayon box jacket, which was like patchworks of mitered squares. So I was mixing colors. So this is my first time I used solid all over. And I'm very happy with it. The only thing I changed in the pattern was the length. I just added, I think, 2 inches, which I always do to a pattern. So that's nothing new. But that's it. I like the neckline, everything about it. It was an easy sweater. And my sleeves, I really like the sleeves because they fit just right. They're narrower. I don't know if you see how they taper nicely.
Yeah.
Some sweaters, I can't think
A
of
real
one
baggy.
offhand, but they're so baggy and they don't taper as well as this one did. And I just wanted to mention something I've been doing with my sleeves.
Yeah.
Just the past year or so. I start out, this is a top-down sweater, so you have to leave your sleeve stitches on hold until you finish the body. So then when you come back to pick up the sleeve stitches, I use Knitter's Pride circulars, and I try to match it to the circumference of the sleeve. Then as you're decreasing stitches, of course, you need something smaller. So I purchased Chowgoo twist shorties. Let me show you what these look like. These are quite interesting. There's 2 and 3 inch tips. At first I thought, can I really knit with these? They're and they come in size 4 to 8. So this is one of the size 4s. This is a size 4 that I use. This is the 3 inch, but they also come in the 2 inch tips.
Oh my gosh.
And you get 3 cords with it, and the cords are, let's see, 5, 6, and 8 inches long. So you get 3 of the cords for the interchangeable part of it. So as you're going along, I only had to use this one. This worked all the way down to the cuff.
Oh.
But if you need to change because it's getting too tight when you get fewer stitches on your circular needle, you could always just change out the cord. Or you could change to your 2 inch. I have to say I've used these 2 inch, but they're a little bit tough on your fingers.
Yeah, I can't even
The
imagine.
3 inch are okay, but the 2 inch are a little bit tough.
Yeah.
But when I got to the cuff, it was still I had 48 stitches left.
Show this little.
Little packet of all the sizes.
That's crazy.
And it comes in this nice little pouch. And there's my cords. And they even give a little
Oh yeah.
needle
Gauge,
check.
yeah.
What was I saying? Oh, so when I got down to the cuff, then I used my Knit Picks 4 inch double pointed
those
needles.
are tiny. Oh.
So this is what I used to do the ribbing on the cuff. And they worked very well. I used 5 of them.
5.
Yeah, I used 5 of them.
Because they're too short.
I split, like 12 stitches on each needle. And then did the bind off. Because prior to using all these needles, these short needles, I always used double points. Always used double points.
Yeah.
Same double point all the way down. But since I ordered these little Chaigus, shorties, I'm enjoying them. That's what I've used on my last few sweaters. And
God
then,
bless you.
of course, you don't buy just one set of twist shorties. You have to get 2 because, and these are the red lace ones, the red lace minis, 2 and 3 inch needles. The needle sizes are 0 to 3.
Oh, so they're smaller.
These are sizes 4 to 8.
Oh yeah, so you need.
So I had to get.
2. Yeah.
Of course, you have to get all sizes. So where do you see these? Look at this 0, 2 inch
I'm
one.
afraid to look at it.
It looks like a sewing needle, doesn't it?
Oh my gosh. I couldn't even. I can't even.
Now, some people make socks with these needles, but I won't. I still like my double points.
No.
But it comes in handy for the small circumference.
If you
I
say
found
so.
it worked. Oh, and I didn't show. These are my Knitter's Pride. These are my Knitter's Pride double points, but these are the shorter ones.
Yeah.
I also have the longer ones, but these are the shorter ones.
They're so pretty.
Yeah, these are one of my favorites. The wooden Knitter's Pride. They're nice and smooth.
I love the way they look.
So I'm not an Addy person. I'm not a bamboo person.
I'm an Addy person.
I know. I haven't tried the Likes. I did try doing magic loop on sleeves, but I'm just not a magic loop person. Sliding the stitches, and I actually get a ridge with using magic. But
I do too. Yeah.
Yeah, not with the double points. I know. So, anyway, so that's it.
Well, I have another finished object.
Okay.
In the summertime, actually, I talked about this back in episode 21. In the summertime, I knit my Christmas ornaments that I give to my coworkers. Mm-hmm. So I just finished those.
Oh, you did.
And I talked about these in episode 21 because the first one I made last December, and that's this one. Mm-hmm. This one is called Snow Crystals. So these are from Arne and Carlos's Advent Calendar 2020, 24 Christmas balls to knit. And this one was called Snow Crystals, and I made the rest for my coworkers, so I will show them to you. This one is called Christmas Rose. And this one is called Ivy. I just love these.
They're very cute.
They're so adorable. This one is called Four Hearts.
What size needles are you knitting them on? 1?
I am using fingering weight yarn on a size 0.
I knew your stitches were tiny.
This is called Acanthus, which is one of Arne's favorite, and I love this design. Mm-hmm. This is from some of the old Norwegian churches. Apparently this is a popular design inside the churches. And yeah, I think it's really pretty. And then I have one more. This one is called Robin.
Oh, isn't that cute? Oh, wow. And it's still Farrell because it's 2 colors, right?
Yeah.
All the designs.
Stranded.
They're not in Tarja or anything.
No, they're all stranded.
That's what I thought.
Yeah,
stranded.
they're all stranded. Mm-hmm. So I have 6 of them to give away at Christmas time. Yay.
Very nice. Do you have any more to make?
Nope, that's it.
No?
I'm done.
Is mine in there? You usually give me one. That's why I'm saying that. You don't have to tell me. No, I'm like kidding. They're very pretty. I have all your little ornaments on my tree at Christmas time.
I usually have one or two extra, sometimes even more, depending on the staff. At my work, it fluctuates sometimes, and I always make a couple extra in case we add, because it's always better to have more than you need. And so, yeah, sometimes I give Janet my extras. But this year, this is what it's going to be.
Very nice.
So that's part, and I always do that in the summer because they're small little projects. They're easy to carry around, and it's not great big heavy knitting on your lap. It's the perfect summer knitting.
And Joy does her planning ahead of time, so she's not doing it last minute every year.
Yeah.
Even your other gifts that you knit.
I can't stand to be last minute. I just can't.
I know, you're always well ahead.
Yep.
It's good.
What do you have? Yeah, that's it.
Okay, so there's something new starting in August. Casapinka, a great shawl designer. She also has hats and so forth, but Casapinka is a fun designer too. So every year she has a mystery knit along. Last year she did the this was called the Breathe and Hope.
Oh yeah.
She actually did this in May 2020. This was an extra knit along. She did it because of the pandemic. She said this is Breathe and Hope. You know, she just thought she'd design something easier for anybody to knit, to try to relieve your stress during the pandemic. So it was just 2 skeins, 2 colors. So it's a smaller shawl.
And it's really subtle, the patterns.
Yes, it's not.
You have like garter stitch and then slip stitch.
And then when she does her patterns, she also has beginner versions, like an easier version. You could decide which one you want to do. A little more advanced and beginner. So that was her Breathe and Hope. And then in July 2020, she came out with the Sharon Show. And this is a large rectangle. This was a lot of fun to do. So many different stitch patterns. So this is the advanced pattern. She did have a beginner, so you have the option deciding which stitch patterns you want to do. But this, I really enjoyed this. I just thought this was so pretty. And I used light yarn, so it is a little bit lighter for the spring or fall or whatever.
Yeah.
But it just so happens we were just talking about these, and I put my new sweater up next to it, and it happens to match perfectly. So I have a nice set.
Yeah.
So the Sharon Show, it's called the Sharon Show because she sends out 6 clues. I think it's 6 clues. And each one, she's talking in like the third person, that it came from her cat, Sharon the cat. And she makes up little stories with each clue, telling about different escapades that the cat had from the last clue. So it's fun. It's just a fun thing. So she also collaborates with local yarn shops every year. I think last year it was coordinated with the local yarn shop day in June. I think she did that. So the yarn shops will put together, she gives them the pattern in advance, gives them information on the shawl, the mystery knit along, and they put together a kit for each shawl. So you could order your kit ahead of time before the pattern actually comes out. So this year, 2 yarn shops that I know of in our area, Conversational Threads in Emmaus, and the Yarn Gallery in West Reading, this is in Pennsylvania, have already started selling their kits for this pattern. Actually, the Yarn Gallery is even having an in-person knit-along for each clue in the yarn shop. So if you're interested,
when does it
you
start?
can see August 14th.
August 14th.
Is the first clue.
And what's the name of the new one?
It's called Snark-o-meter.
Snark-o-meter.
Snark-o-meter. And these are some of the let's see. Snark-o-meter. Okay, so it's going to be a rectangular wrap, intermediate with easier options. And it's called a Snark-o-meter. And it's 4 colors.
How many was this one? Is this also
That
4?
was 4. Mm-hmm.
So I wonder
it
if
was
it
on my
would be,
stash, so I can't
wonder if
honestly
it would be
tell you.
similar, like to this then, because this is rectangular with 4 colors.
Right.
So maybe it'll be something in the same vein.
All of her patterns are very different. They're different shapes, and she uses a lot. Her stitch patterns. I just love her stitch patterns.
I like this.
They're so much fun to do.
Section right there. It's pretty.
Mosaic. So, I started. This is all my stash. A lot of it is Wonderland. I was thinking, looking at this yesterday. A lot of it is Wonderland yarns that I had in my stash, but the yarn shops are showing 4 different colors, very different colors. They're mostly solid, semi-solid. One might be a speckle, it looks like. They're not giving the exact description of the type of yarns that you need. So I just went into my stash yesterday and pulled out 5 different ideas. So it looks like I'm going to be doing blue, shades of blue.
Something blue.
Maybe with the variegated. I don't know. I have to decide on 4 of these. So that's my idea. And
I think these would make a good fade.
Yeah. I know. I don't have a lot of semi-solids in my stash. Mostly everything I have is variegated. So it's kind of hard to find something. But, so we'll see. I have a month. And then the pattern will be available on Ravelry to everyone after I think it gets started. When the first clue comes out, you could actually buy the pattern, so you don't have to go through the yarn shop. I think the yarn shops might give the pattern with the yarn.
Free with yarn purchase.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So that's it. So the yarn shops do get the advance information so that they could sell. And I know with the Breathe and Hope, I just read the statistic on the on Ravelry yesterday. The yarn shops made $880,000 on her Breathe and Hope patterns and yarns.
Wow.
Last year, so that was really nice.
Yeah.
So Casapinka tries to help out the local yarn shops. So if anybody's interested, there's a new idea. If you like knit-alongs, and I think that's it. So now I guess we're on to our new cast-ons.
Yes.
Okay. So I decided it's time to start thinking about my Rhinebeck sweater.
Oh.
Since we're only a couple months away.
Yeah. And we have tickets.
We have tickets. We have a place to stay for the first time. This will be a couple days. We only have tickets for one day, but maybe we'll go the second day. We'll see.
Yeah, if there's still tickets
have
available.
Saturday.
We have Saturday tickets, and if there's still tickets available for Sunday, maybe we'll go the second day.
And hopefully we'll be taking pictures that we will be able to show you on our podcast.
That'd be fun.
So this was my idea. I bought nightshades yarn. It's really hard to see.
Yeah.
This is black, obviously, with red in it. It's called Marled. And it's Nightshades, let me show you the label, by Harrisville Designs. I bought this the last Rhinebeck 2 years ago.
Oh, 2 years ago. That's when you got it.
So it's American Cormo, grown in Montana, spun in New Hampshire by Harrisville Designs. It's 250 yards for 100 grams, DK weight, woolen spun in the USA, Cormo and wool. So I wound all my skeins up yesterday. I have 7 of them, plenty for my cardigan. And I'm going to get started. I did my swatch, as you see. Joy has the swatch, which I got my gauge, 19 stitches to 4 inches. My row gauge is off a little bit by 2 rows, but I'm not going to worry about that.
It's like impossible to match both.
So this yarn, I just love this yarn. It comes in, this is their description on the back of the label. 10 delicate shades of black created for every mood and marbled with a dusting of color. So my color is Fever Dream. There's also Cinder, Static, Last Call, Streetlight, VCR, Insomnia, and Dashboard, and Talk Radio. So they have blue, green, brown, white, yellow, orange, What else? That's about it. Yeah, every color mixed in with the black. And now they just came out with day shades, which is a cream background instead of the black. And they have pink and blue and yellow and green and different colors. So I'm going to check that out, hopefully, if Harrisville is there at Rhinebeck.
At Rhinebeck, yeah.
This year. And we would have to get there early, Joy. Like
we have to go there
time.
first.
Because that stand is so crowded all the time, and they actually sell out. The year before, they had sold out when I tried to get it. So, and I like to see it in person.
Yeah.
See the colors in person.
Plus, they have all the samples up, and you can see them knit up.
Right, right, and patterns to go with them. I did buy a couple of patterns, but I came across the pattern that I'm going to use on Ravelry. It's a Heidi Kirrmaier pattern, and it's Perseids. I think that's the way I would say it. Perseids Cardigan. You can see that. It's an open work cardigan. I'm not making it that long. The pattern comes in a shorter version and a longer version. I'm going to do a medium version. So I'll get started on that. I don't know how much I'll be able to knit while it's still this hot, but at least I thought if I could get it started.
Is it worked in pieces?
This is really interesting. I've never done a sweater like this.
Okay.
So this will be a challenge. This is what the notes say for the pattern. Knit from the top down, beginning with the back. Shoulder stitches for each front piece are picked up from the back piece. Okay, I got that too. The front shoulders are shaped with short rows. Front and back sections are joined in one piece at the underarms.
Okay.
So this will be interesting.
Yeah.
Sleeve stitches are picked up from the body and worked in the round. So I've done that before. The tops of the sleeves are shaped with short rows. I've done that before. So, and two body styles are given, short and straight, or long and slightly A-line. So I'm going to do like medium, slightly A-line.
Okay.
That's what I need. So I think this will be fun.
Yeah.
Something different for me. I've been doing top-down sweater after top-down sweater.
Well, you can start at the top, and then when it gets too big and heavy for summer, then you can take a break.
That's what I'm planning to do.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to start far in advance. Now, yesterday I watched Andrea Mowry's new podcast. She has a good podcast. She takes questions from her patrons and subscribers. And she answers 5 questions each podcast. It's less than a half hour long. But she also will show her new designs and talks about now she's sewing. And she showed a sneak peek of her Rhinebeck sweater.
Oh.
I was wondering what it was going to be, but it's actually a pullover, and it has a yoke design.
Okay.
And then stripes. Then it's striped.
Okay.
I'm going to go with my nightshade. I decided. I could make that in the future, but I'm not going to do that for Rhinebeck, I don't think. And my other new cast on, since I'm finishing up my Lang Joal socks that I showed last time, is from Operation Sock Drawer that I showed last podcast 30. We're on 31 now. And these are the socks that I'm making.
Gentle drizzle.
Gentle drizzle. Okay. And I'm using a yarn that I also showed last time. And this is from Toad Hollow, one of my other podcasts that I like to watch. This is Sock Toad. Show that again. And this is the color where the Crawdads sing. They name it after books a lot of the times. So it's a cream color with gray and a little bit of pink in it. So I don't think this will be too much for that design. I think it'll show up because it's a light color. Don't you think?
Well, I mean, once you get started, then you'll know.
Right. So that's that.
I am now working on another Arne and Carlos project. It's from this book, 30 Slippers to Knit and Felt. I have been making myself felted slippers for years now. And this is my last pair that I made, which is also from this book. So this is the last pair I made. And this one is, it's called Slippers with a Diamond Panel. And it's this pattern in the book. And based on what I see on Ravelry, my slippers last me 2 years.
Okay.
So
that's pretty good.
over the winter this past year, this slipper is still in almost good shape.
And you don't put anything on the bottom?
Well, this pair I didn't.
Okay.
But this one
Oh.
got a great big hole in the heel. So what I ended up doing to make it last through the end of the winter was I took an old felting swatch and I sewed it into the bottom of the heel. And yeah, it lasted me through the rest of the winter until I could make myself a new pair. So now I'm making a new pair. This time I'm going to do slippers with 8-petaled roses. This is what it looks like. However, I'm making it more like more like these because I'm just doing one pattern at the top of the cup. Mm-hmm. So I am at the heel currently. There's my 8-petaled rose. I did the cuff and the heel. I'm now on the gusset portion. They make their slippers just like socks. So you make it huge and you felt it down. They also do the entire slipper stranded. Even the portions that are solid, it's stranded. So I'm using 2 yarns of 2 ends of the ball, and I'm doing every other stitch with one of the yarns. So the whole slipper is stranded, which makes it nice and thick. I have my swatch here. It's my swatch. So feel how thick it is.
Mm-hmm. It is. I never heard of that. Stranding the same color.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And this book is full of all kinds of slipper styles. So it's the same basic pattern, but they change up the cuffs. So you can have a tall cuff. Here's a picture of some of the different slipper styles.
So this whole book is felted slippers.
Yes, the whole 30 slippers to knit and felt. And the sole portion of the slippers are all the same. But they have a tall cuff, they have a medium cuff, and then they have like no cuff, or they call a clog style. And then they also have like a split cuff where you turn, it's worked back and forth, and then you fold it down after it's felted. And then every slipper has a different kind of embellishment. So some of them are stranded, some of them they duplicate stitch over top after you're done knitting, and then some of them they duplicate stitch after they're done felting, and then some of them they embroider, some of them they sew like fabric ribbons on, or like here they have pom-poms on this one. So they're all different somehow using the same basic slipper pattern. I have only done I've done this particular one twice. This is my second pair of the diamond panel. And this is the first time I'm doing the 8-leaf rose. But I really like how they fit, and it doesn't matter what pattern I use or even what I put on the bottom. They seem to only last me 2 years because they just wear out from pounding on them all the time.
I made one pair of felted slippers, but I kept sliding.
Yeah, this is the yarn. It's Araucania, what is it called? Nature Wool Chunky. And it felt really nice.
Very well.
This is beautiful. Yeah, and you do, like this pair, because I didn't put anything on the bottom, you do slide. But I don't mind it.
Okay, watch going down your steps. That's where I almost fell.
Yeah. Well, we have carpeting on our steps,
Oh,
so
okay.
it's not an issue for that. I have in the past put, all my other slippers, I've put something on the bottom.
Yeah, you usually do. That's why I asked.
Yeah. And I decided not to this time just to see how they wore. And they wore about the same. It didn't really help them last any longer, and I don't mind the little bit of slip that I get.
So when you wash do you like wash them in between and
I
then
do.
reshape? Do you have to reshape them or?
Yes.
Okay.
So this pair, they were a little bit small the first time I felted them, and as soon as I took them out of the washer, I put them immediately on my bare feet and shaped them
That's
to
what
my
I
feet.
do when yes.
Yeah. And then I let them dry, and I wore them all winter, and then I washed them once over the summer.
Mm-hmm.
You have to be careful then when you wash them, because sometimes if they're getting holy, they'll fall apart.
Mm-hmm.
So then, same thing. Then you just reshape it to your foot. And with felting, you never know how it's going to turn out. This pair turned out a little bit too small. The previous pair I had made with this pattern turned out too big.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I know.
But they're slippers. I mean, you can wear them.
Mm-hmm.
Felting's always a gamble. Fun with felting. And I'm using a 10.5 needle for these.
Oh, they'll be quick.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I've been on this less than a day, and look how far I've gotten already. I'm halfway done.
Very nice.
Yep. So that's my current work in progress. What else you got for us today?
Oh, I bought something.
Let's see.
Oh, I don't know. I can't resist these Toad Hollow women. Here's another flamingo bag.
Oh, the flamingos are back.
Their colors are just so pretty. I don't know. So I bought, this is the Toad DK. This is Where the Crawdads Sing. It's the same
colorway.
as,
Yeah.
I think I want to make a cowl out of this. I just think this is so pretty. So
now,
soft.
have you actually used this yarn yet?
Nope. It's 100% superwash merino. DK. No, I haven't used it yet. I don't know. Let's see. And then I bought, let's see, the rest I think are Sock Toad, which is their 80-20 superwash merino nylon mix, 400 yards. This one is called Crab Pickin'. It's Maryland sheep and wool color from 2019.
Oh. Was it on sale?
No.
No?
Mm-mm.
Oh.
So this is, of course, one gray, my favorite color. Teal.
And the teal, yeah.
Turquoise with some speckles. I love the way it feels. And then, I don't know why did I back to it? I had something in mind. I think I'm making a shawl with this. This is the Alice collection. They were doing an Alice in Wonderland collection. And this is She a Wild Flower? That's the color. Is she a wild flower?
Okay.
So it's a little bit of ivory and shades of pink, rosy pink, and a little bit of peach and green. I just think it's so pretty.
Yeah.
And the last one is, this is cute. This is also the Sock Toad. And it's the 10-5 commemorative yarn. I don't know what that is.
10-5.
I forgot. It's called Extravaganza is the name of the color. I just love the turquoise, of course, and pink and purple and off-white in it. The one of the reasons I bought these light colors like this that aren't too variegated is because I need something to match. I need yarns to match with like my semi-solids or whatever, something like this when I'm making shawls.
Oh.
When I go to my stash to pick out colors, I have a lot of dark or I have really variegated yarns. I don't have a lot of semi-solids. And this just has enough color in it, I think. It's not too much, but I could mix it with a lot.
Yes, and it has a lot of different colors in it, so it would go with a lot.
Mm-hmm. Or if I didn't do that, it's always good for socks because it's the merino nylon. So that's what I figured. So yes, my new acquisitions.
Nice. Ah.
I know. It's so nice to get a package.
It is. It is. It's like Christmas.
I probably won't buy it now until Rhinebeck. We have to save for Rhinebeck.
I'm already saving for Rhinebeck.
I know. I think it's going to be the daylights for me, and it's probably, the day shades.
And I'm going to get.
You're going to do the nightshades.
Yeah.
The Harrisville.
I need a new black sweater, and it's tough to find dark yarn, black
yarn. It is. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so I'm going to do that. Plus, it's DK, which is perfect. wait for a nice
Right,
warm winter
right.
sweater.
I don't buy worsted anymore. It's just too warm for me.
Yeah,
I know
we
you
both-
do, but it's too
Well,
warm for
no,
me.
we've both kind of gotten away from worsted.
Yeah,
it's a little bit too
definitely.
hot.
Definitely.
Well,
Okay.
as of today, we are up to 67 subscribers.
Now, I hope everybody's subscribing. When you watch this, please subscribe. And you could hit the bell for a notice. You'll have a little ding when a new podcast, one of our new podcasts is up.
Yeah, you'll get a notification.
Need a notification, yeah.
So, we are going to have a little giveaway when we hit 100 subscribers.
Mm-hmm.
So, we have, what's that, 34 more people to go.
So if you're
So
watching,
that's like 30% more.
right? If you're watching, make sure, please subscribe, and you could win something.
Yeah. And as always, if you have questions or comments, put them down in the comments section below. We love to hear from you, find out how you're reacting to what we have. Not only that, but also to know what you are doing and what your input is. So please let us know. That's about it for us today. Thank you for watching.
Keep on knitting.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye-bye.